Boom! And we are live with another episode of the Brownwater Banter Podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right, man. We got a great show for you lined up this evening. We have Captain Ben Troxel from, I have to read it, Third Coast Thunder Fishing Charters. Nailed that when it's right in front of my face. He's going to be talking to us, man, about, fishing, the outdoors. We're going to talk about all kind of shit, man. It's going to be a great show. Thank y'all for tuning in on the live. We do, as always, we do a terrible job of promoting when we go live. I was going to send out a notification.
We're going live in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to send out a notification on the app, and I didn't do it. I forgot. So speaking of the app, if you don't already have the Brownwater Banter app, download it on your phone, man. Check it out. Right inside the app, we've got all of your marine forecast that you would ever need, bag limits, catch limits, feed-in times. It's a great app that we're super pumped about. And we've also got a country music radio station right inside of it. Turn the notifications on. We don't spam, but we will let you know about the things that we're doing in the Brownwater universe that we feel are, that we want you to know about. Stay up to date with us. So let's jump into the sponsors before we get into the show. Right out of the gate, let's keep your mouth clean. Oral. Let's keep your mouth clean on the show here. Oral care is very important, and we highly recommend here locally, right over here in Ocean Springs on Washington Avenue, is Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles. He's a good friend of ours. He's been with us since very early on in the show. First sponsor to come on board, and we couldn't be prouder.
He's still here for some reason.
Yeah, to be working. We've been saying for like.
I don't think he's ever got anything off. I think he's got like one person off of us.
Don't say that. You don't know that.
I'm just playing.
You don't know that.
Every time you go to Robbie, and you just, even if you've been going there, say, I heard it on Brownwater.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Tell him. So,
because he sends us more money when you do that.
Check him out on Facebook at Southern Magnolia Smiles, man. Or when you get ready to make that appointment, give him a shout at 228-215-1202. Jesse Hill and his team, man, they keep our website looking so fresh and so clean. This is his team that he put together. If you need a website built for any reason, hilltreemarketing.com is your one-stop shop. And again, they're local. You don't have to worry about calling some stupid hotline and getting like an automated voice message or something. Jesse answers himself, man. He'll take care of all of your needs for you. He'll build the website for you from the ground up. So we couldn't be happier to be working with him, and proud of the website that he built for us. Rocky Brooks, our good buddy over at C2 Swamp, Gaucher Van Cleve Road. A lot of y'all in the community know about Rocky.
Yep. Go
check him out. He is a one-stop shop for all your fishing needs, rods, reels, tackle, apparel. You need it, Rocky's got it. Go shop local, and somebody who is in the community, in the outdoor community specifically, man. We appreciate Rocky. And he's got Mississippi Coastal Angler Magazine and the Alabama edition as well. So be sure to go check that out. And bringing up the rear here, we're super proud to be working with Taylor and Cox Law Firm. They came on board with us a few months back. And they specialize in criminal law, family law, and civil litigation defense. So if you find yourself in the need for an attorney, they're right here in Pascagoula. They've been practicing law for 30 years. Check them out, man. You hate to get in a situation sometimes where you need an attorney, but when you do need one,
sometimes you need it.
And you want somebody that's going to fight tooth and nail for you. So give them a call at 228-696-0111. And like Joey said a minute ago, tell them that you heard about them from the Brownwater Banter Podcast.
That's it.
All right, that was a mouthful. We got that out of the way. Ben, dude, thank you for joining us this evening. Thanks for being in the studio.
Pleasure.
Where do we start, bro? Where do we start? You're a name that's known in the fishing community. I see you at all the events. We've met a couple times. I think first through Wicked Fish, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I think that was where we met first. But how are you born and raised here? No, you're a transplant.
I am a transplant.
Well, we're not going to hold that against you. So tell us your story from the beginning.
Actually, I wasn't even born in the U.S.
Damn it!
I know, right?
All right, okay.
I'm one of them.
Right.
I was born in Seoul, South Korea.
Okay.
Sweet.
I was adopted by the two. I'm not politically correct. By the two whitest people in America.
Yeah, it's not a politically correct show, so go right ahead.
My mom was from Manhattan, New York, and my daddy was from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Okay.
And they raised me in Kentucky.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. So here I am in like the 1980s. I was born in 1984, so here I am. Mid 1980s. White parents, brown kid in Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, it was interesting. Dad got a federal job. We moved to Maryland, up near the Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
And
that's America, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I started really getting into fishing there. freshwater, saltwater, fishing the Chesapeake Bay, rivers in Pennsylvania, West Virginia.
Got it in your blood, then.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You got hooked.
I got hooked.
Yeah.
Went into the military from there. Moved all over the place, East Coast, West Coast.
Well, you're more American than Joey and I are.
Yeah,
like,
we've only been in Mississippi.
Well, and never been in the military either.
Yeah,
served the country,
right.
man. So he's way up above us.
Kind of got away from fishing for a while when I was in the military.
I bet.
But I still watch like Jimmy Houston, Bill Dance, Sundays, and got out the military, started working as a federal law enforcement officer with Homeland Security.
Sweet.
Down here in Jackson.
Okay.
Worked for Crystal Springs Police Department in Copiah County, Mississippi. Got divorced.
Sounds like you got some life experience. Is what I'm hearing, dude. That's what I'm hearing.
I've been around.
Yeah. You've seen some shit.
I've seen some stuff. Yeah. Done some things. Got some T-shirts.
Right. Speaking of T-shirts, you already got a comment from Mississippi Gulf Coast Billfish Classic. Says, "Nice shirt."
I know, right?
Yeah.
This whole thing, I just threw it on.
Yeah.
Who knew you'd be watching, Robbie? Huh?
Yeah. Right. So got back down here doing law enforcement.
Yep.
What branch of the service was you?
Marine Corps.
Yeah, I knew that. I saw it on your page today. Yeah.
So eating crayons in the whole 9 yards.
Oh yeah, man. Whole 9 yards.
It's y'all. I didn't even know most of y'all could speak fluently or read or write. Right? Y'all are just hardcore.
There's a Marine Corps MCI for that.
Okay, they teach you that while you're in there. All right, sweet.
Yes,
okay,
they teach you how to do that.
Good deal. Have you seen the TikTok videos that like pick on the different branches? There's one guy in particular.
Yes.
Super popular. He is hilarious.
Yes. When he gets the Air Force.
Yeah,
mostly Air Force.
It's like a dork, dude. But like Space Force is the guy who's got the fingers on each finger and the potato. Yeah, dude. That dude's hilarious.
Yeah. Actually, I was watching one of his videos just before I left the house to come up here.
Yeah. I think he's in the Army. I think.
Yeah, he was in the Army.
So how do we transplant to the Gulf Coast? How do we end up down here?
Well, when I was active duty, came back from deployment. And one of my buddies was from New Orleans that I was serving with, and he's like, it was right around Mardi Gras time, and he's like, dude, I'm going back home. Mardi Gras, you need to come with. And I was like, okay,
right,
fine, whatever, dude. Let's go get jacked up and have some fun.
Right. So New Orleans, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what it's for.
So went to New Orleans, and he's like, dude, I know a whole bunch of redneck girls and country girls, and you want me to call some down? And I was like, sure. He's like, I know one from Mississippi, and I was like, oh, whatever, dude, I don't care.
Right.
Did she put out? No.
Right. But this is live. Don't forget.
He called, and we all started hanging out. Me and this one girl hit it off, and stayed in contact with her for a while. And then I was right at the verge of getting out. I had dropped from active duty to reserve time, and we started dating, and then I'd make trips down here,
right.
To Mississippi to visit. And they became longer and longer and longer, and more missed flights and rescheduled flights. And then it turned into, I'm just going to move down here. There's a reserve unit down here I can join, and everything's cool. Mm-hmm. And then we had a kid. Then we got married. Then I got divorced.
Right.
And I just stayed down here. So
yeah. Did it get in your blood down here? Like,
dude, I love it. Yeah, I love it, man. Like, I'm gonna die here. Like, this is.
I love when I hear people that transplant from other places, and they're like, nah,
and everybody's like, why do you want to go to Mississippi? It's such, it's the armpit of. No, it's not, dude. Mississippi's amazing.
It is.
The food, the culture. Yep. I mean, the things you can do down here, the gun laws.
Yes.
I mean, compared to where I was coming from, the gun laws down here are non-existent. It's amazing. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I don't see myself leaving for any reason short of Mississippi falling into the Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
And
then we'll just get on a boat.
Yeah. Even then, I'm just going to get on a houseboat.
It's got to touch. It's got to touch land somewhere. So we'll just move to wherever
exactly.
that's at. If it's Hattiesburg or Jackson,
it's all good.
What is your fishing experience, Chesapeake Bay, compared to Biloxi?
Well, I pretty much fished my way from the Chesapeake Bay down the East Coast around Florida Keys into the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. How do you compare Chesapeake Bay to down here? Is it somewhat simple with the bays and anything offshore, or what do you compare it to?
in some aspects it's very similar, but in a lot of aspects it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like down here, we got croakers, right? And our croakers are about a big croaker for us is what? A pound?
Maybe a pound, yeah.
Maybe a pound. That's a bull croaker for us.
Right.
And we're like, oh, geez, you see the size of that croaker?
Yeah.
No. Chesapeake Bay, you're catching 5-pound croakers.
Wow.
Jesus.
And they're eating them.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah.
We eat croakers. I eat croakers down here.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. That's what people look at me catching bull croakers and they're like, you're keeping that? Have you ever eaten one?
Yeah, they're delicious.
No,
Right.
they're amazing.
Yes.
It's fantastic. And Chesapeake Bay, a lot of striped bass.
Yeah.
Like people down here, we fish, redfish is redfish respects. That's what you want. Up there, striped bass. That's what you want.
Yeah.
The
striped bass are making a little comeback down here, though. They were putting a lot out, especially the hybrids. They've been putting a lot of striped bass out, and you usually catch them where the redfish are, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I caught one just screwing around on a popping cork and shrimp it was probably about a year ago in Parker's Creek, and it was towed. It was the first one I ever caught before.
Right.
I mean, I say it was big, it was probably 26, 27 inches, something like that.
That's a good striped bass for down here, though.
Right, down here. But up where y'all catch them, they get gigantic.
Jesus, you're catching like 6-foot striped bass up there in the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
During the wintertime, they're huge.
Tasty.
Right.
Oh, God, they're delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I think I've had them before, like at a restaurant.
Fantastic eating.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now, a lot of that fishing, I would think, up that way is trolling. Are you deep dropping? Are you trolling?
A lot of trolling.
Yeah.
A lot of trolling, or they're fishing with they're fishing from the piers with bloodworms.
Okay.
Which is like it's native to like the Northeast. It looks like if a centipede and a nightcrawler had a baby, and it's got like this little beak like that comes out, and it's got like fangs, 4 black fangs, and it will bite you, and it sucks.
But that's what they're fishing.
That's what they're fishing with.
That's what the fish love.
They love it.
Really?
And like when you hook them, they just like gush like blood, like red blood. Like it's
leaving the
nasty.
scent and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what year after you moved down here did you instantly go into the fishing community in the sense of, I'm sure you started fishing, right? Was it recreational just for yourself?
I mean, I started from the bottom. I was a broadwater rat.
Yep. Oh, damn. You were at the bottom.
I was at the bottom.
The bottom. I like that.
I mean,
but respect to those people out there, man. That's why Joey and I do the Sheep's Head tournaments for those people so they can fish it as well.
Fishing the piers at Jones Park.
Yes.
Lighthouse. I was fishing all that.
To me, those people are the ones that love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, I may not have a boat, or I can't get a boat, don't want a boat, whatever the story is, but they still love that shit.
Go to Walmart, buy a $40 setup, and they're out there catching, 40-inch bull reds. I mean, it is what it is. They're there. Those fish are there, and a lot of people turn their nose up to those areas because of all the quote unquote riffraff that fishes there. But the fish are there.
Derek Callender said mouth square.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's bad because unlike Pensacola and Florida and stuff like that, where you have piers where people can go and pay, and it's strictly for fishing. You know what I'm saying? Anything free is going to bring those kinds of people down there. But I mean, most of the time, when it's not Mardi Gras and big events like that, usually the fisherwomen, they pick up after themselves. That's the biggest thing down there is when people trash all over the place, and they get mud holes, and the Broadwater was super sweet back in its day. And it could be excellent right now.
In its day, it was like prime time.
Yeah, but I mean, when people just go down there and think they run it and don't pick up trash and just leave all their stuff around, it's just bad all over the place. That's why I get a bad name.
Yeah. So you started there, then what?
Just started there and was always interested about working on a charter boat. Always wanted to do it. I had done some commercial crabbing in the Chesapeake, but didn't do anything down in the Gulf of Mexico really. And a guy out of Pascagoula reached out to me and gave me a shot. Walter Gully.
Okay.
Pascagoula Boating Adventures. He said his deckhand had just left for medical reasons and he needed a deckhand.
Okay.
I was like, man, I learned quick, but I don't know too much about deckhanding and boats. But, I've been on charter boats. I know how to fish, former military.
Right.
If you're willing to give me a shot, let's go. And he gave me a shot and took off from there.
Yeah, learn quick, huh?
Oh,
Cut your teeth quick with them,
real quick.
Especially, I don't know this guy. Is he an old timer?
Yeah, I guess so.
Those old timers, they don't really have time to. They want to show you once, and if you don't have it once, they
I mean, he's fourth
figure it out.
generation
Yeah.
Pascagoula, and you know, he was a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. You know,
Yeah.
he never yelled at me once. Never cussed me out. Nothing. Real nice guy. Had some money. Had some really fine equipment. We were on a 34 fountain.
Okay.
And we were going out to places like Ram Powell, Petronius, Horn Mountain.
Deep tuna fishing.
Yeah, tuna.
Yeah.
And there were many nights that I was working on the boat, prepping gear, and just crashed in his basement, and was up before the sun, loading the boat, and had the boat in the water because he had it right behind his house on a lift, and all he did was come down and jump in the boat,
crank the boat, roll out.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of people don't realize. I mean, Captain, of course, he earned it. He's got his his license. He usually owns the boat or is running the boat. But the deckhand's the whipping boy out of all that.
Oh yeah,
they're the ones with the strong backs, getting ice, getting the poles, rigging everything up.
I'm sure you had experience with that in the Marines, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
whipping boy. Oh
yeah.
Oh no, I was really good out in the field or on deployments. I was really bad when we were in garrison, aka on base. Really bad.
Just do push-ups until I get back and shut up.
And I was the whipping boy. Like I was the one that got in trouble and was polishing the banisters going up flights of stairs
with a toothbrush.
And repainting,
mopping when it's raining outside.
Yeah, that was me. Dude.
What was it? Is it MOS? What was your
MOS? I was an 0311 basic infantry rifleman.
Okay.
Assigned to a light armored reconnaissance unit.
Okay.
After a few years in the Corps, I became a designated marksman.
Nice.
So do you hunt?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Wait, hunt what?
Ah, yeah, right.
Deers.
Yeah.
Deer.
Yeah.
Deer.
Yeah.
You shoot? You
I
hunt at all?
I hunt more hog than I do deer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go if the opportunity presents itself. I'll go hunt deer. Last year, a buddy of mine in McGee invited me up, and we went hunting. Got a nice deer, but I like hunting hogs.
Yeah. I like him too.
Rocky Brooks in the comments, he said, "What's up, Rocky? We gave you a shout out at the beginning of the show, sir." Yeah. He said, "Glad to see you doing good, man."
No, yeah, thank you, Rocky.
So how long being the guy doing the grunt work until you said, "I think I could do this on my own"?
I always thought that I could do it, and I always thought it would be fun. It was probably 4 years into being a deckhand down here where I decided that I was tired of being a deckhand, tired of being the whipping boy, and I wanted to be the guy holding the whip. Yeah. I wanted to be the captain, and it was just life was getting in the way. Everything was getting in the way, and then I ran into Zach Courtney.
Yeah,
with Connected Charters, and he's the one that really lit a fire under my ass to get me to get my license. We had an arrangement that, unfortunately, nothing against him. It didn't work out. He had hired me on to be his deckhand, and I was going to get my license, and I was going to run the boat for him as the captain, and he was going to focus on his business up in Jackson.
Right.
And just like anybody that truly loves fishing, it's in our blood. And
yeah, he got bit.
He got bit, and he was, I got my license, and I was like, "Hey, man, are we still tracking for me to take over?" And he's like, "Nothing against you, but no, not right now." And I was like, "Well, I got my license, and I'm ready to take that next step." And he's like, "Yeah, I understand, and I get it, and go for it. No harm, no foul. We parted ways on really good terms.
Yeah,
right.
I still send people to his charter. I'm like, "Hey, you want to go fishing? Talk to this guy."
Yeah.
And a really good buddy of mine, Patrick, he took over my spot as a deckhand on that boat. And they're like, Zach's getting huge now.
Yeah. So Zach really runs an Invincible. And he was out of Biloxi, but now he's moved to Mary Walker.
Yep. Yeah. He's at Mary Walker now. I mean, he's getting known all over the place. Louisiana, Alabama, some people out in Texas, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting known. He's blowing up.
Yeah, we're trying to get him on, but he's always in between here and Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's got us holding on for him. But we're going to get him on pretty soon, too.
Zach, if you're listening, you need to get on the show, bro.
There you go. There you go.
Well, so you went through the captain school same way I did. I just went a little bit later, the old school way, right?
Yep.
Went down to Bayou La Battery.
Yep.
Did your time, almost like in prison for a week.
Yep.
Staying down there, hanging out. We had the same instructor.
Yep. Went to Rod Knockers.
Yeah.
Decided never to go back to Rod Knockers.
Absolutely. It's a bar.
Okay.
That's about 30 feet off the ground. There's no, you got to have cash only. They only serve.
There's holes in the floor. You can see 30 feet down to the ground.
Yeah, they only have like 3 beers that you can buy, and that's the bar in Bayou La Battery.
All right.
Right next to the C school keeps them in business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really.
I would definitely, if you're trying to be a captain, I know people do it the other way and do it online, but go down to C school, man. It is
dude, it's just an experience. It's
yes.
I mean, yeah, you're getting your license, but just being there is an experience. Like you pay for your room and board, and the guys that are training to be certified, boat cooks are cooking your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's awesome to go into the bathroom. You're going through freaking hatches that if somebody wants to be funny, they're dogging down the hatch to the bathroom, and then
you can't get out
there.
the bathroom.
Yeah. I didn't know they had certified cooks that were down there cooking
dude,
for you.
It is the best food. Like you get, it doesn't matter if you're hungry or not. It's what it feels like to me. It's almost like jail for a week. So what you do is you get in, and it's usually you're getting in on the class in front of you's end.
Right.
So it's almost like the class in front of you's house. Like we own the house.
Yeah.
They're walking around like, oh, this is going to be so hard. This is going to be so hard. So you're the new blood.
Right.
And you get there and all of a sudden you're eating and you got to pick your bunks. Same thing. Like I picture, I haven't been to jail much,
right?
But if I go to jail, I figure out what it is.
And that's how it would be.
Yes,
yeah.
And then once halfway through it, then it's your house.
You're the big dog.
Then you're the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Then halfway to the end of it, then the new blood's coming in. You're kind of like fresh meat. Yeah,
everybody's asking you questions. What am I going to expect?
Yeah,
this, that, and the other thing. What is it to do in town? And you're either
you
go to Rod Knockers or don't go to Rod Knockers.
Yeah. And it's a grind for a week. I didn't think it was going to be that hard, but
it is.
I teach, and to be on the other side of a teacher telling me what to do after 17 years is tough. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, talking about being a grind, like I failed my nav portion and went back to retest and failed it again. And I was like, I'm not going to go back and retest.
Because 3 times, that's all you get.
So I went ahead and skipped and was like, look, can I just come in for a refresher, sit through the class for that portion and retest with the class? And they were like, you can come sit through the whole class again if you want. That's fine.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So I went twice.
Damn. Pass on the third time.
Oh yeah, first try on when I went through the class the second time. First try, sat down. Done. Hey, congratulations, Captain.
Right.
Just need to go through it again, I guess. I
don't know. Yeah. That's cool.
It's definitely an experience.
Like you say, it sounds like it's an experience, which is what fishing charters is all about, right? You're giving your customers that. Is the experience. We talk about that on the show.
And what's crazy is you get people flying in from all over the world. Like the guy who was sitting next to me was from New York, and I was like,
"Wow,
is there no?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, this is like the closest one with room and board. All the other ones are like, you got to pay for a hotel." He said, "Once I did the math on a plane ticket and staying for a week, it was cheaper for me to fly down here and stay." Because you don't eat, you eat there. It's 3 meals are paid for. Your room and board.
What's the story on a certified cook? What's tell me that story?
Like if you're on like a crew boat or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be certified for that.
They train you.
Yeah,
just like a captain. So if you're going to be a cook on a crew boat, they have a chef that trains you how to cook on that crew boat.
Do you know, or were they already cooks prior, or is this somebody completely green? Is it like they already know how to cook, but they just need to know certain things about the water?
All I know is that when you walk in, it says chef training in progress, and it says it right there on the wall. And the guy who's there, if you're going to be a cook on it, he's going to train you how to cook to be on a boat.
Yeah.
And you want to know the funny thing is, that course is the longest and the most expensive course they offer.
To
cook? Be a cook.
Wow.
Yes. It's like, I want to say it's a 2-month long course.
That's crazy.
Damn.
It's 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 nuts. I mean, like, I wouldn't have thought it would have been that long to get a certification to be a cook on a boat. But yeah,
you better you want one. And when you get out there and there's nothing to eat, you better have one that's good.
And you don't want somebody cooking like dog shit. Like, I want to eat something that's good.
Oh,
I mean, that's something the best forward to. I would assume.
Anybody who's been to sea school and anybody who's listening that's been to sea school will say, number one, food's the best, no doubt, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good eating over
We
there.
got Zach Courtney in the comments. Says, what's
Zach.
up?
What up, Zach?
Sam Davis agrees with what y'all said about the food at sea school.
Sam's been there. Yeah, he knows.
Was it Patrick Swanner? I was saying that right,
Yeah,
Patrick. Said third time's a charm, baby.
That's right.
And then
so you got to sign the brick, right?
Who was the guy that gave you your shot to begin with? Walter Gully?
Yeah.
He's the fourth?
Yeah.
He's in the comments.
Yep,
That's Walter. What's happening?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Walter.
awesome,
Thanks for
thanks
watching.
For turning in, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool, man. He agrees with the food at sea school is
delicious.
great as well.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's killer. What but before we get into like what not, you got the charter license and stuff, but when you were still the whipping boy, what was something that you learned, man, that either you didn't expect coming from the stomping grounds of the Broadwater, right? And then getting out on the boat and dealing with customers, clients, and your captain at the time. What was something that was like, damn, I didn't think about this, or that, a takeaway from it?
While like fishing at the Broadwater, you're getting sand and mud and fish guts all over your stuff, and it's, hey, as long as it still works, it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as it still works, it does what I need it to do, and it's reliable.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Right.
My hammer doesn't have to be pretty, but it needs to drive that nail.
Right.
On a charter boat, it's completely different. Especially
it better be pretty.
Yeah.
Especially with Walter.
He's in the comments too, Walter.
I know.
Listen up, Walter. Yeah.
Especially with Walter, like, he didn't want. He wanted his rods to look just as good the day he brought them home from the store.
Yeah,
as they did,
3 or 4 years
on like the 900th trip.
Yeah.
If there was a fish scale,
yeah.
Like I said, he never yelled at me, he never cussed me out, nothing like that. But if there was a fish scale, he'd be like, let's try to do a little bit better on the cleaning of the reels, or if there was still like maybe a fish bone, or like a pokey bone, or a piece of squid that had dried on the boat that I had missed. It was, let's put a little bit more focus on making sure the boat's clean. And,
well, that's their livelihood.
Yeah.
Well,
and presentation, because this is a business, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's funny you say that, because I've noticed that on the charter trips that I've went, they're real quick to clean up the fish guts or blood or whatever it may be, bait that hits the deck, real quick to wipe that off, and it also makes it easier when you get home because it ain't dried on there, right?
And that was something I didn't do. Like, we went out fishing, the boat got dirty, we came back in, I cleaned the boat. And with Walter, he started introducing me to, hey, clean as you go, clean as you go.
Got to.
We take the scrub brush out there and just dunk it over the side, get it wet, and just scrub down. Catch a yellowfin, bleeds all over the deck. Raw water wash down, spray that bad boy down. Spray the bottom of my feet off so I'm not tracking blood prints all over. He got me into the habit of doing that. So that's something that I didn't really see coming when I came off of just recreational fishing to charters.
Yeah, he said right here, I'm gonna read this to you, so sit back and relax. He said, Ben was the best deckhand I ever met, still to this day. He said, I'm proud of what he's managed to accomplish. I hope he continues his path. He says that he himself is planning to return to get his 100-ton license after he finishes graduate school in 10 days. Big shout out, Walter. Way to go on that, man. Congratulations. And he says, keep it up.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Walter.
Yeah, man. That's always good to hear, feedback from somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Man, reputation, that's a big thing, right? If you sandbag on somebody or you're shitty to him, he might not have been as quick to like blast you, because most people are decent people, but when you do right, people, they remember that shit. It sticks with them.
And fishing's tough for a living. Getting up every day and doing the same thing and doing it with a smile on your face,
right?
That sucks. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, because for the person that just got off the boat to the next person that gets on your boat, they don't care if you're tired. They don't care if you just ran that trip. They don't care any of that. This is their first time, and they're paying good money. So if you come on there cranky, I'm pissed off at the world, they're gonna be like, well, next year we ain't going with that guy.
Or if you're complacent too, right? Like if it's just people can feel if you're just going through the motions and it's like a routine for you, in a bad way, right? They can be like, damn, this dude.
I mean, that's something that Zach Courtney helped me with. There was a couple times on Zach's trip, and I'm not perfect. Mm-hmm. I have no problem saying,
no, nobody is.
That I had a really bad attitude. I was tired. We had done several trips, and I was getting worn down.
This is a particular trip you're talking about? Yeah.
And,
okay.
I was really tired and hurting and hauling several hundred pounds of ice onto the boat. Cleaning,
working.
Working, and I had a bad attitude. And after that trip, Zach, Zach talked to me.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, look, man, it doesn't matter if you're having the worst day of your life, man. When you're on the boat with the customers, you got to have the best day of your life, because they're making memories, and you're a big part of that memory. Right. Especially as the deckhand, you're interacting with them almost more than I am.
For sure.
So you have to be upbeat. You have to be friendly, even if you're hurting, if you're upset, whatever. If it's so bad that you absolutely can't do it, you need to tell me before the trip. That way I can get somebody else on board. But if you come on board, you need to leave all your troubles at the dock.
Right.
And that's something that, stuck with me ever since that day he told me that. And every day when I step on that boat, it doesn't matter if I'm freezing cold. It doesn't matter if I'm heartbroken, if I'm physically in pain. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I am having the best day of my life because you have stepped on my boat and I'm taking you fishing.
It's first impressions, man. Yeah. And a lot of these people they've never been on a boat, and they're nervous, they're scared, they pay this money and they don't know what to expect. So the first thing, I decked in a little bit over the summer. I mean, you tell them a joke, get them cracked up, get them rolling in the morning, get them to where they're, okay, I'm comfortable now. I know these guys. Because it's a lot of, you're going 60, 70 miles offshore with somebody you never even know. Yeah.
Even inshore is the same way. Yeah. You're on a boat.
Yeah. You're putting your life in their hands.
Right.
You want to make them, you don't want to get on a boat and just say, okay, we're here, sit down, hold on. Yeah. I don't want to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you can go out and you can have the worst day of fishing, but if you're joking, having fun, keeping the conversation upbeat with your clients, entertaining your clients, having a good time, and they always ask you something about, Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, it's always the same question. It's always the same question.
And if if you're knowledgeable about that stuff and you give them the facts, give them the history, and you're entertaining, they might not catch a single fish. Mm-hmm. But, it's happened to me twice now. We got skunked, but they booked another trip that day when we got back to the dock.
And that's where you make your money, on repeat customers.
Yes, exactly.
If you can repeat a customer every year, you won.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because then you don't have to go find them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like you said, we've said it on the show more than one time. You can't guarantee fish, but you can guarantee a good attitude and a good time. I mean, the weather may suck. You can't really control that. It might get a little beat up. And I'm sure those are hard to get those people to rebook. It's like, hey, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But if you're smiling, joking, cutting up, maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there's tricks of the trade, right? Yeah. Put them on some catfish somewhere underneath the bridge or something.
Dolphin tour.
Yeah, something. They'll come back.
One of my tricks of the trade, definitely with families, with little kids, is I'll get them out somewhere where we're in deep water. There's nothing around I got to worry about. Put the kid behind the wheel.
Let him drive. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah. That's and if they're not from here, they're not or they don't go on the water regularly. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
yeah. Walter said he's down to sit in if we need a guest with Ben. He come sit in with us on the show.
There you go. So we'll do that for sure.
That'd be cool.
Walter is that man. When it comes to, he used to drive speedboats competitively.
Wow.
Okay.
Then when it comes to boating and being a captain, that man is a wealth of knowledge. Mm-hmm. I learned so much about just boating and just boating in general and being on the water from that man. It's nuts.
Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing about sea school. Like, everybody that grows up here, like, oh man, I've been driving a boat since I was 12 years old. You get in that class and go, holy crap, I don't know a damn thing about a boat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell Walter to send us a message, man. We'll get him one
Walter,
too.
Shoot us a message, man. We'll get something set up. So moving forward, then, now that you got the license, where did you start? Where'd you bust out first as a captain?
There was a boat Cabo in Fort Morgan, and these two guys had hired this guy to be a captain, and it didn't work out. And they reached out to me, and I was like, well, right now I'm working on a tournament boat, and I'm fishing these big tournaments, but sure, I'll come over, I'll talk to you. And
is that your connection with Fort Morgan?
Yeah,
with the tournaments. Okay.
Yeah, and Brent, I went over and I talked to Mr. Brent, and I wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't feeling it. But his wife, I don't know. She was like, "No, you're the captain. You're the captain now. Nope, it's not if you decide to do it. You're gonna do it." And I was like, "No, I have a choice in this.
Yes.
Like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not. No, you're gonna do it." And I was like, "You know what? Fine, I'll be the captain."
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first command, so to speak, I guess.
Ran a Cabo out of Fort Morgan?
Yeah, ran a Cabo out of Fort Morgan. Snapper fishing.
That's not bad, though.
I hate snapper fishing.
Are you serious?
I hate it.
Why?
I hate it with a passion.
Why?
It's like, okay, we're over a pyramid, we're over a wreck,
Coop.
we're over rocks,
Yeah.
we're over structure. Okay, guys, drop.
Yeah, it is
and
that.
You're
right
either anchored up, you're tied up,
holding,
or you're holding, and it's just, oh, there's a fish, reel it up.
Right.
Okay. Oh, nope, too small, throw him back. More bait, drop it down. Oh, there's a fish, reel it up.
Decade you're running around in circles.
Dude, running in circles.
Yes.
Like, and it's just, the more people you have on the boat, the more lines in the water.
Tangled
they're catching each other underneath the boat.
Yeah.
They're catching bottom. They're catching, like,
always use
dinks.
monofilament.
It's like, oh my God, just, when is this trip over?
Right.
I hate snapper fishing.
But let me ask you a question. Have you ever fried them and ate them?
They're delicious. Grilled them.
They taste amazing.
I mean, you guys might like kick me out for saying this, but I'm really not that big of a fan on snapper.
Really?
Not.
What's your
all right, show's over.
Yep, show's over. Cut it. That's it.
Bye.
See y'all. What
and on the next episode,
right? What's your favorite then? Seriously.
Wahoo.
Okay.
I've heard Wahoo.
Wahoo.
I don't know that I've had that, but I've heard a ton of people
Shame
say that.
on you for not having it.
If I have, I don't remember.
They're so fast.
No, you would remember.
We can't catch them. They're so fast.
I mean,
So
I love. I'll cut it up on the boat and eat it raw.
Yeah,
right there. If I'm going out wahoo fishing,
mm-hmm.
I've got wasabi and soy sauce and a lemon in my pack.
Is it better than yellowfin? Or I know that's if it's is it in that class? That's
it's
a better
in the class.
Okay, that's a better question.
They are like neck and neck.
Okay,
it is in that class.
right. Well, that's impressive.
I've never had a bad wahoo, but I've had some yellowfin that have not had, they've been a little less fatty.
Okay,
that could have been a little bit better. Might not have been the healthiest yellowfin, but I've never had a bad wahoo.
Yeah. But those snapper trips pay the bills.
Snapper trips pay the bills.
They pay a lot of bills, especially in season.
Yep.
And going offshore for wahoo, a lot of people, to me, don't sign up for that because they've never been that far and they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's exactly what he's saying. If I'm just a casual fisherman, I want to drop a line. I want to catch fish. Mm-hmm. I don't want to troll or hunt them or,
You're not hunting that trophy. You're not hunting that 1,000-pound blue marlin. You're not hunting that, 90-pound white marlin. You're not hunting that 200-pound yellowfin. You just want to catch something, put it in a cooler, take it home and eat it.
Correct.
Have some pictures, show your buddies back home when you're in, Wisconsin or wherever.
I was trying to come up with a good one.
Like Kentucky.
I bet you never seen a fish like this. Well, guess what? I caught one. Yeah, and we're eating it now. So it's like you just want to catch, But then you get people that are, I've done it all, but I haven't caught that 900-pound blue marlin, and that's what I want. Bucket list people,
right? You get a lot of those. Some.
I get a fair amount.
Okay.
I got one guy that I'm still trying to get him on the boat so he can go catch a mahi. That's a bucket list for him. He has not caught a mahi, and he wants to go catch a mahi, and he works over the road.
He needs to go to Cabo.
But this year he could have gone out and caught mahi. We were catching them left and right during the tournament. The grass was everywhere.
20 miles offshore. Yeah, they were right behind Horn Island.
Yeah.
So imagine what they were at Fort Morgan.
No, they were nuts. They were everywhere. But he was working, and I was like, I'm sending him pictures of mahi that I'm catching, and he's cussing me out, and I'm just like, sorry, dude.
Yeah,
in Cabo St. Lucas, you can catch them and see the shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
But it's also 80 feet of water,
And you're also going to pay to go to Cabo.
Yeah.
Well,
when you go to Fort Morgan,
but true. But it's not. It's like when you're down there.
Stop telling people to go to Cabo.
No, I'm not trying to say that. You have to go to Fort Morgan. Yeah, go to Fort Morgan. But yeah. Go ahead. What was you gonna
say? Fort Morgan. What is the difference between them and Biloxi? Ooh. Alabama waters to Mississippi waters.
Ooh. Okay.
I've never fished over there. So
what is the closest rig out of Biloxi?
Triple rig,
right? How many miles is that? Roughly?
9, isn't it?
Well, it's. I mean, if you leave Pascagoula, it's probably 9 miles to Pascagoula, and I think it's another 17 miles. I would say 17 miles, 16, 17 miles, somewhere around there.
If you put over in Pascagoula, you're saying that? Okay.
8 miles from land to Pascagoula, then probably another 8 or 9 to the triple rig. I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
So that's putting over in Ocean Springs. You're saying 8 miles to Pascagoula?
No. If I launch in Pascagoula, how far is it to Horn Island?
From Pascagoula?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
8 miles.
Okay. 8 miles.
8 miles
to the island. Though.
Yeah. To Horn Island.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then probably another 7, 8 miles behind there. I would think 5.
Okay. So
15 to 17.
All right. Fort Morgan, the closest rig to Fort Morgan
is off the beach.
From Fort Morgan Marina. The closest rig is probably 600 to 700 meters.
Yes, you could see it from the beach.
You can see it from the marina.
Okay.
Right.
It's directly out the channel from the marina. That's the first rig. You head to the west, going towards the channel from Fort Morgan Marina. There's 2 more bigger rigs right there within the first 2 miles. You go down the channel, go past the lighthouse, past Dixie Bar. There's rigs to the east and west. Within a mile ashore. I mean, there's rigs everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you keep going south, and there's the shipping lane, and there's always big ships out there.
Cobia.
Yeah, Cobia. Always year round. They're there. Then you've got the Fish Haven, just on the other side of that shipping lane, probably within, I don't know, 15 miles of the actual Fort Morgan.
Walter says it's 15 miles from his dock to the triple rig and 6 miles to Horn from Singing River Yacht Club.
Yeah. So
he's close.
Give or take.
And like Walter's right there, right behind the yacht club in Pascagoula.
Okay.
But Alabama's got such a better bottom structure.
Oh, dude, it's insane. It's so much better.
To compare to Mississippi. I think we had the conversation.
We did.
What was it? There's the Shrimper Alliance. They're dragging. That's why we can't put all the wrecks down or reefs down in Mississippi.
We need to get somebody from there. And the DMR too.
But Alabama seems like, hey man, we're dropping. And most of the pyramids that you see coming from over here are going to Alabama.
Yep.
And they're dropping them like crazy.
Yep. The fish havens over there in Alabama are so much bigger. So it's a better fishery.
Yeah, better fishery.
100%. It's a better fishery.
Y'all ever go up Mobile Bay?
Not really.
Well, because you like to do offshore stuff.
Oh, yeah,
right?
I do mainly
I'm sure there are guys doing that, right?
Oh yeah, there's
triple tail.
Hundreds of guys in Mobile Bay catching triple tail.
Mobile
specks,
Bay is
reds,
the triple tail
flounder,
capital of the world.
I mean, they're all over the place in there.
Okay.
They'll go over to Dolphin Island, towards Bayou La Battery, all over the place up in there.
Okay.
And they're just catching reds, specks, flounder, triple tail.
Now you live over here still, and are you making that drive every day?
He's fixing to make it when we leave here.
I'm on my way there now. As soon as I leave here,
I'm
going there.
Okay.
So
how do you go night before? I mean, how's that work?
Yep.
What's your schedule like? So people know the dedication.
Yeah.
Usually, if I have a trip, I leave out the evening before.
Okay.
The owner of Third Coast Thunder has a house over there, and he has opened his house to his crew. And I have captain quarters, and I'll stay over there and prep all my gear, my rods, and do whatever needs to be done. And go to sleep, wake up, go over to the marina, get the boat in, get it ready to go, and we're off.
Well, take us around the boat. What are we pulling out on?
It's a 34-foot venture. Center console.
Yep.
Twin Yamahas. It's an older boat, so it's not it's not an Invincible, it's not a Freeman, it's not a Yellowfin, a Contender. It's an older
just
boat.
solid.
Yeah, it's
like an old makeup.
It is a
work
workhorse. Yeah. I mean, this boat workhorse, and
I'm gonna flash it on the screen here for people that you won't see it on that.
Yeah,
one.
it's a good looking
I'm
boat.
over here looking like
Yeah.
No, that's not it. That's just you.
That's just
but yeah, that's sweet.
That's
I
a
like
good looking boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's old. It's stained up. It needs good waxing. We're gonna be taking it out, and I'm gonna be doing a wax on the hull. And but she floats. She fishes. There's been many bloody fish on that deck.
Yeah.
So
how many trips you run in a week normally? I mean, obviously it fluctuates, but
yeah, it fluctuates. Right now, man, I'm lucky if I'm running 2 trips a month.
Really?
Right
Okay.
now, I mean, it's slow.
Yeah.
It's just bad timing right now.
Right.
Right
Let's
now.
talk about peak of the season for you when you're hot.
For Third Coast, peak of the season, I'm probably running anywhere between 2 to 3 12+ hour trips a week. Inshore here with Biloxi Sport Fishing, daily.
Yeah.
Daily.
Every day.
2 trips a day sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Biloxi Sport Fishing, it has like 3 captains.
Right.
Which I am one of. But, so if I'm over there running a trip, one of the other guys is covering that.
What's the difference in your license?
Whoops.
Are you just like you're captain?
Mm-hmm.
So how do all the boats are permitted in those states? You don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
You just jump on the boat.
Yeah.
The owners do that, right?
I have to go through whatever the state requires to be a captain, like drug testing.
So you get it twice though.
Well, I get it once because the program I'm in is nationwide.
Okay.
But there are some programs that are only Mississippi, only Alabama, only Louisiana, Florida, whatever. But the one I am in is nationwide,
Right?
Including like some of the Virgin Islands and all that stuff.
Yeah. What's the difference? I know in Mississippi, when you book a charter boat, your license is included with your charter.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Alabama, if I'm going, as long as I'm with you, I don't have a fishing license because that's the fee that comes with renting a charter boat.
Yeah. But
same thing.
Louisiana, you need to have.
You got to have
license.
a 3-day.
Yeah, you got to have a license in Louisiana if you're getting on a charter.
Right.
Like weird, but
I think Florida too. Is that it?
I think.
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. Louisiana's always trying to get somebody.
Man.
Well, I mean, I would think they got higher volume. Florida probably as well. I'm sure that's built into their model some way, to make sure that those people,
everybody want that money.
Yeah, for sure. Explain the breakdown. So we got, I clicked out on my box, how many charter services are you working for and which one are you working for predominantly?
Okay. So there's the Anything, out of Fort Morgan.
Okay.
There's Third Coast Thunder out of Fort Morgan, and there's Biloxi Sport Fishing out of Biloxi. And I guess I'm kind of like on call with Zach for any reason. If Zach needs me, he knows all he got to do is call me up and I'll be there.
Okay.
So we'll say 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
I like it.
And your main one is
my main one is Third Coast Thunder out of Fort Morgan.
There we
go. It's offshore, and that's my bread and butter. That's what I love.
That's what you like doing.
But it's.
So take us through a trip. Are we in the water? Or are you launching the boat in the morning?
Oh, we're in the water.
We're in the water. All right. So we're bringing what? Waters, sunscreen.
I have water.
Okay.
Water is always provided on my charters. Bottled water.
Yeah.
I will not leave the dock without 2 cases of bottled water. Anything else, whiskey, Red Bull, whatever you want, that's on you.
Right.
Food, that's on you.
Yeah.
Everything else I cover. Meet up at like we'll say 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Load the boat.
We going for live bait? Or are we going to buy it, or how are we doing it?
Well, usually before the clients even get there, I got the boat fueled up, topped off on fuel, and iced down. Depending on what we're targeting that day, we'll either be fishing artificial, live bait, or dead. If we're doing live bait, if time allows I'll go out the day before to catch a live bait. If not, we'll go catch live bait, but I'm not going to burn 2-3 hours of your charter time catching live bait.
Hardtails.
Mullet, hornbellies, cigar minnows. What are they? Threadfin.
Whatever a tuner will eat.
Yep. I'll be out there with a long handled dip net catching flying fish out in the blue water.
Nice.
And at night you got the lights in the water and wait for them just to drift by and scoop that bad boy up, put them right on that hook and throw them right back out there.
Mm-hmm.
So a 12-hour trip, you're leaving 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, we're usually leaving between 4 and 5.
Yeah, and y'all are running usually not towards Louisiana, right? Y'all are running depending on where you're going?
Depending on the time of year, we're either going to head out, like this time of the year, I'm going to head towards Ram Powell, Horn Mountain.
So that's a good
Marlin.
90-mile run.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Of course, in a couple months, we're all going to be going to the Horseshoe.
Right.
And that's 81 miles, I think.
Yeah.
The strip bar in Biloxi?
No.
You can't be saying that. My lady thinks I'm going fishing.
Negative.
All right, I was just
if you're watching, I really am going fishing.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, damn, that's good. So offshore's that's your jam, man. You
that's my jam. Offshore.
Joey and I a year ago went with one of the charters over here, side bet, and went to Ram Powell, and we had a good damn time. We got beat to hell and back. Mm-hmm. The weather going out sucked. It was better on the way back in, but it was we had to earn getting out there. And you know what's funny? We filmed the trip, and the video when I got back on the way out, it didn't look bad. You can't. Those big heavy rollers.
It never looks
on the
bad.
video. It's like, whoa,
we were in a Freeman.
It never looks
so
bad.
It cuts them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were down in Horn Island. I went, oh my God, we're never going to make it. We're going 90 miles. And then we made it.
Yeah. But we had to earn it.
Yes.
But it didn't translate on the video. I will tell you that.
I was with Walter a few years back, and he had just gotten his Nortec. And
those are fine as wine.
Oh man, I love that boat.
Yes.
Oh God, it broke my heart when he sold it. But anyways, we were out at the lump fishing, and we were heading back, and we got caught in a storm. And I kid you not, the swells turned into like maybe
hurricane
13 footers. 14 footers.
That's not good.
This is with Walter.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me click back over here. He already wrote. He's Walter. I couldn't keep up with you, sir.
Walter wrote.
Walter, I appreciate
biography. He wrote his biography.
He did. It was back up here somewhere else. He already tallied out this trip. But keep going.
Like it was so bad. We got into the trough of it, and you would look up. And it was, it was above your head, above the top of the boat. It was you couldn't see. It was a wall of water.
Yeah.
And we took one and went through the wave.
That's not good.
And no, it was the first time in my life that I sat there and was like, man, I don't know if we're actually gonna make it back from this trip.
Yeah.
And
what's crazy is you're salty, the captain's salty. And the people on the boat have absolutely no idea what's going on.
We were lucky on that trip because the guys in the boat, our clients for that trip, they were salty also.
Okay.
So they were like,
yeah, it sucks. Let's go.
Dude, it's and I think we did maybe like 15 miles an hour all the way back from the boat.
That's not fun.
We were about to go behind Chandelier to try to catch some lee.
Yeah,
to get out of the way.
When the weather started to turn to let up. The weather started to let up right as we started to go towards Chandelier to go up behind it. It started to let up just enough to where we were able to put a little bit more power on her and get inside the Barrier Islands. Yeah. But it was a trip that was really sketchy.
Shane Dow says salty dude charters. That's a good one. I like that.
Salty.
I like
salty
that.
dog.
Mr. Walter, he's back in here, man. He said that's the first time in 35 years of boating and racing offshore boats that he was scared. He said, and we deviated course from Pascagoula Channel to south end of Chandelier. Just like just said, yeah. So yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that even in the charter boat realm, like when you book a trip, especially offshore, even snapper fishing, you got to be in some kind of shape. Like it's not easy. It's like fishing's not easy. Holding the rod's not easy.
It's not.
Jigging all day is not easy.
Oh my God! Don't talk about that.
Reeling it up is not easy, but people think that you just it's a fairy tale. We're gonna go
Yeah.
out there and
Yeah.
the snappers are gonna jump in the boat.
I watched
it's
the
not
Outdoor
that.
Channel. I know what.
Yeah, I
this
know
was
what
all
it
about.
is.
Yeah.
I have seen some dudes that are just like brick walls, like just lay down on the deck after catching a 60-pound yellowfin and be like, I'm done.
Yeah,
They're cramped up. They
Yes.
can't move. They're
Yes.
just like, they're in tears. They're in pain. They're done.
it's a whole different world.
And I'm sitting there going, you might go to the gym, twice a day, every day, but you're working muscles.
Yep.
Out here, you're working muscles you didn't know you had, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, even doing this.
oh yeah,
Like, if I'm doing this against the side rail of the
All
boat,
day long.
you're gonna have bruises.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
put a rod holder in with no butt, pull it up, all of a sudden I got a bruise here. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff. I picked a hook up, it got me a snapper fin me. It's just
Yeah.
cuts and bruises that
Well, another thing too
bad.
is technique.
Mhm.
Knowing how to like when Joe was holding that rod, I could tell. I'm like, all right, he does this. More
yeah,
than
but
we do.
Joe's like a Hulk. He's like a mini
Well,
Hulk.
he
He's
was
just-
too, but I'm telling you, his form was a lot better than what we were doing. Too.
Yeah.
And
It
don't
really
be that
was.
guy that takes that rod and sticks it in between your legs,
Mm-mm.
right near a very sensitive part of the male anatomy. Don't
No.
do that, because when that fish gets its second wind and starts sounding,
Yeah.
and that
You're
rod
gonna be
goes
singing
like that,
soprano.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen, and I can't help but laugh. Like, I'm like, they got those little foam butts you put on the back of
Yeah,
the rod.
cushion.
I'm
Those help.
Stick that in your
Yeah.
abdomen, and then they
Man up.
we
They're
didn't
like,
even have them
"Oh."
with Joe. Joe didn't even.
Joe would even give us fighting gear.
Yeah,
That's-
Joe did. Yeah, he said he was like,
Yeah.
y'all gonna earn this shit.
Oh no, no.
I was
had to-
over there
dude,
like,
I had
push-
to edit it. Hey, I had to edit it all out the video. How bad
Yeah.
it was. How,
Oh,
how
man.
terrible we did. It was tough.
No, I'm-
Shane says got to
Yeah.
hydrate the night before. Shane,
Yes.
do you are you talking about a 30-pack of natties?
No, and also if you've never been offshore, get your Dramamine patches. Take it the night before, because you have never felt. I've never done it. Knock on wood, but I've grown up here. I've lived in water my entire life.
you live in it.
And live in water. Yeah. If you go out there and spend all this money and get
Yep.
seasick, it will be the worst adventure you've ever paid for.
Yep.
So go to Rite Aid, go to
Mhm.
Walgreens. They got the Dramamine patches you put behind the ear. You can take it in pills. It's like $5, and
Yeah.
it is well worth it.
I
I think
tell
I
everyone.
took them once.
Yeah.
But I've been seasick and it ain't fun.
No,
I do
it's not.
not like it.
I tell everybody, if you're worried about seasickness, you take 1 dose of Dramamine right before you go to bed the day before the trip.
Yeah.
Take another dose as soon as you wake up the day of the trip, and have another dose ready to take when you're on the boat.
Yeah.
That
And
way-
drinking's the same way, I think, is I drink on the boat because I've been on a boat
Mm,
my whole life. Like if you're from Ohio and you drink 3 beers and you can start rocking,
yeah.
it's going to have another different effect on you
Oh,
than
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
anybody else. So
It's
take
a
it easy.
Terrible feeling.
It is the worst feeling in the world, because when you can't see land and all of a sudden everything starts going, it's
Oh,
bad
God.
news.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah. I do not recommend it for anybody.
No,
So-
negative.
So have you enjoyed doing what you're doing? Is there plans in the future? Do you ever want to own a boat or own your own? How how do you see yourself moving forward?
I love doing what I'm doing. Absolutely love it. I would eventually love to be an owner operator of my own charter company.
Okay.
Um,
Multiple boat type of situation. Start at one and then work
start
your
at
way up?
one and build a fleet.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Kind of like a good buddy of mine, Glenn Flowers, out of Florida. He started with an aluminum flat bottom, doing catfish charters in the river,
Mm-hmm.
and now I think he's got like 6 or 7 charter boats from catfishing to blue water
Sweet.
in like 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
Really?
It's not hard. And fishing's not dying.
No,
Fishing's not dying.
no, fishing's never gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what's the big pool in Fort Morgan? I know, like, if you've ever been to Fort Morgan, it's really, to me, it was like a retirement kind of. It's the other side of Orange Beach that people don't know about.
It's where all the rich families go to have family time.
Yeah.
Nah.
And that's the big pool over there.
Yeah.
Is that what you get mostly over there? Families?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Or like, there's a lot of like Airbnbs down
Yeah.
there, so you'll get people from landlocked up north or wherever, rent an Airbnb to come down there and want to go fishing.
Yeah.
You got the whole Fort Morgan beach there, so they're hanging out on the beach, and then
it's super cool place. I loved it.
Yeah,
when we
it's
went down
quiet.
there.
It's nice. It doesn't have that
the
hustle
traffic and all
bustle
that
of
other
Orange
stuff.
Beach.
Yeah,
it's really nice. You're just a couple. I think you're like 25, 30 minutes from Gulf Shores. So if you do want to go in town and have fun, then you can. But yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Yeah,
I like Fort Morgan.
Josh Schmidt is in the comments. He said, "Good stuff." Yeah, I ran into Josh
stuff,
at I think we were at Horn.
Island, yeah,
right towards the end of the summer this year. So what's up, Josh? Man, thank you for tuning in, bro. I appreciate it.
Yep. So where do we need to send people?
Yeah,
if we're looking to book Zach, how do we book Zach?
Zach's all over Facebook, all over the Mississippi Gulf Coast fishing pages, Connect the Charters. It's real easy to find them.
All right. If we're looking for Ben, where do we go?
You can find me. You can find me in the all over those fishing pages too. thirdcoastthunder.com, theanything.com. Of course, Biloxi Sport Fishing has. You just Google the name and
yeah.
And
it's they're all over Facebook. Everyone you've named.
Yeah, everybody that I work for is on Facebook. That's probably 50 to 60% of our advertising right there is Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, I think you are probably the first guy we've had on that's had that many charters to send people to. I think.
Multiple.
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
and in multiple states.
Yeah,
and I mean, there's there's hundreds of boats out there, charter boats, and I've been affiliated with several others that I haven't even mentioned. As far as like Venice, all the way Jones Park, some down in like Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been around the block.
Yeah. So your best bet to get you is the one in Fort Morgan.
Yeah. thirdcoastthunder.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if we're coming in Biloxi,
Biloxi Sport Fishing.
But how do we know we're getting you? Or do you book a trip and you get the captain? How does that work?
You can request me.
Yeah.
But normally you book a trip and
you just get whatever captain's on deck.
It's whatever captain's showing up. That's the captain. But I mean, you can request me and be like, that goofy looking
dude I saw on Brownwater.
I saw on the Brownwater show.
Yeah, the brown guy that was on Brownwater Banner.
That's right.
Yeah, I want him.
Joey, Mike York, flash on the screen. Mike York says this.
Oh, I love Mike.
There you go, Mike. You got him.
I love that guy.
Yeah. All right, well, dude, that's been a good one. I knew it was going to be good tonight. I always enjoy talking about charter boats and hearing people's story, man, where they started. And you definitely started from way up. Well, no, not in Kentucky, not even in the U.S. all the way back.
Yeah, it's been a long road.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
It's been a
very long road, and I've had plenty of ups and downs and a lot of support. A lot of support from friends, family, loved ones. A lot of support.
Yeah,
good, brother. I love to hear good stories.
I'm sure you always give back to your military brothers, right?
Oh yeah.
Every chance you can get.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So reach out for those military discounts.
We just got affiliated with the Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay.
Third Coast Thunder.
Yep.
And hopefully next year we're going to start doing trips for them as well.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. Nothing better.
We did a free entry on the Sheepshead tournament for who was it for?
22.
No, was it? No.
Yes.
Mission 22.
Mission 22.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That Shrek.
Okay,
Derek Calendar.
Okay.
He came in and he's doing a division of the Mission 22 down here. He's a charter captain for it, and he was like, "Hey, man, if you can," he said, "if you can give us a free entry, we'll put a bed in there." I was like, "Absolutely."
Yeah. So we're gonna continue to do that for sure.
The Fallen Outdoors. That's a group that does military veterans and first responders, civilian first responders as well, and families of fallen military and first responders. And that's a great group. Also, they have a Southern division that I've run a couple trips with them too.
Yeah, that's good work. Anytime you can give back to the people that are protecting us is killer.
Before we wrap it up, because I think Walter mentioned this earlier and it scrolled up, but he says that you need to tell real quick how you lost his gaff, his custom-made gaff in the learning process.
Oh,
let's tell that story real quick before we end the show.
Oh, he burned me with that one.
He did. Tell
okay,
so
I
taking it all the way back to the beginning.
I make Calcutta gaffs. custom made Calcutta gaffs, and
out of bamboo,
Calcutta bamboo, and I had made him one as just a gesture of appreciation for bringing me under his wing and teaching me and giving me a job.
He says love you, buddy. By the way.
And man, I think we were at Horn Mountain, or no. We were out at one of those deep water rigs.
He'll tell me in a second. Keep going.
He's writing it as we speak.
He's typing it right now. I guarantee you on the delay. It's coming up. It's coming up.
And we were jigging with like 300-gram butterfly jigs, and we were jigging. And this client's down there.
Who dat?
He's who dat? That's what it was. It was who dat. It was who dat. And he's jigging, and this. Boom, and he gets hit, and he's reeling on it. It's coming up. I mean, it's got a little tuna head shake. It's coming up. It's tuna. Thinking it's a blackfin.
Right.
It's
little baby.
It's dark out. Also, by the way, it's nighttime.
Right. Yeah.
And it's coming straight up. And it gets to the surface. It's probably like 30 feet under the boat. I'm starting to see a little color on it. It gets up to the surface, and it's a nice yellowfin. It is
so he's just swimming straight up.
He just swam straight up, and he breached the water. And I've got like maybe a 19-inch sickle. I mean, it was a big old sickle, and it's out of the water like a shark fin, and it's right next to the boat. And I'm like, holy crap, it's a big old yellowfin. I got the gaff, and a perfect gaff shot. Hit him right behind the freaking gill plate, just stuck him hard. And woke him up.
Woke him up.
So did you do one of these?
Yeah, I mean, I wrapped myself around that gaff, and he started going like that, and then I realized what was happening.
He's not dead yet.
Because, well, no, yeah, obviously he's not dead, but I am slowly going head first closer to the water as this tuna is trying to go down, and I'm holding this gaff, and he's going down, and now I'm lying on the gunnel.
Yeah, he's
with
winning.
1 foot over the gunnel, my torso leaning over the gunnel.
Yeah,
on the water side.
You thought you was a man.
I thought I was a man. I thought I'm not a skinny dude. I have a little heft on me.
Yeah, okay? You got a little weight.
You can anchor down.
I thought I could anchor down, and this tuna was like, look, either me and you are going to the bottom, or I'm going to the bottom, but you need to make up your mind right now.
If you're going with me or not.
Yeah, because he was going. And the whole time I'm sitting there like, somebody's going to grab me. Somebody's going to grab me.
Patrick said in the comments, he said, not a single customer helped you out. Not a single customer.
Somebody's going to grab me. Somebody's going to grab me by like the pants or the jacket or the bibs or something. Somebody's going to grab me.
Yeah.
And we got that fish.
Yeah.
No. Nobody came close to grabbing me. Everybody's sitting there watching me, and I'm watching the gaff. I had that much of the gaff coming out, and I'm just watching the gaff just slowly getting shorter in my hand, and it's right there, and it's right there, and my hand's in the water, and the gaff, and I can feel it just coming down, and it's like my pinky's the only thing on the gaff, and I'm holding it, and I'm like flailing around trying to find something to hold on, and that fish made one more run, and he was gone.
Did you get back in the boat and say, nobody? Not a single soul?
I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk. I went to the back of the boat. I stood there for 20, 30 minutes. There was nobody else on the boat with me at that point in my mind. It was just me. Customers, Walter's like, let's re-rig and go. No.
I don't even like you right now.
Yeah. Screw you, Walter. You didn't help either.
There was no. Everybody on that boat was dead to me at that time. I was so mad at myself. I was so mad at the fish. I was so mad at everything in the world. I couldn't talk because all I wanted to do was just scream.
So did we get the fish? Did it break? What happened?
Oh no, it's gone. That fish, it was gone.
Oh,
it was gone.
No.
It took the lure. It took.
So it's swimming around with one of your favorite.
Yeah, it's got the gaff still in it, probably.
Like we sat there in that spot for a good 30, 40 minutes, hoping that the
pop
gaff
back
would
up.
Pop back up.
Yeah,
and it never did. So I hit that.
That's
fish.
what I'm saying.
Stuck it good.
It's probably like a tag now. It's probably still.
Yeah, you're just swimming around.
If anybody watches, listen to the show, maybe they caught him already, or maybe
what a gaff.
How many years ago was this?
Once a bunch.
maybe like 4 years ago.
I don't know how long yellowfin lived, but I'm just saying if you come
Oh,
across,
they live for 20 years.
Yeah,
They're still alive.
yeah. So if you catch this fish, we would gladly, if we'd appreciate it if you could return it.
Well,
to Mr. Walter,
the hook's
Give me
probably,
back my gaff.
yeah, give him back the gaff.
it's probably rusted out by now. He's probably
definitely
about
did.
those.
I mean,
people on the show know we're full of shit. But yeah, well, dude, what a great way to end it. That's a great story.
I can't believe he brought that up.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
He did. He brought
It's all
that up.
good.
Angie says thank you for giving her what'd she say? Give me your first shot as a deckhand. Yeah, and she's forever grateful. So
little Angie,
Yeah.
I love her to death. She's good. She's good.
Yeah,
she's gonna make a hell of a freaking decky and a hell of a cat.
She is. I got her stuff. Whenever she wants to come get my stuff, I got her. She's going to take her captain's license too.
Okay,
I'm gonna give her all my books.
Yeah,
and stuff,
she's gonna be at Ground Zero this weekend. I saw a comment she made. There's some killer blues music that's going
All right,
down.
well, I'll give it to you then. You can take it.
Okay,
I got the
good.
100-ton in the UPV. So
Sounds good. Ben, thank you for coming in here tonight,
thanks
man.
for
Talking
having
to
me,
us,
man.
man. Keep doing what you're
That's
doing
great.
out there. Keep moving forward in the industry, and good luck to you in all your endeavors, man.
I
yeah,
appreciate it.
Heck
Sounds
of
like
a time, bro.
doing the Lord's work out there on the water, man. Thanks everybody for tuning in, man. Like we said earlier in the show when we first logged on, if you don't have the app, we'd really appreciate it if you download the Brownwater Banter app.
Get it now.
It's on Apple, it's on Android. It's got, like I said, marine forecast, the radar. What else, Joey? Bag limits, catch limits. It's
anything you need to fish. We don't fish anymore because we talk about
We
it.
sit here
But
and talk
if
about
we
it.
knew we
Yeah.
were going to fish, we'd
Yeah.
make it out.
Yeah.
And
Turn those notifications on so we can
Yeah.
talk to you. We don't spam, and we appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We'll see you on the next one.
Later.